Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's September 29th, 2022. Thea let me know that we're out of beans. We grow scarlet red runner beans like the tunnel behind me here. And this year I've been running really behind on projects and all. So last fall, so right now the temperature is getting down close to freezing. I think we're going to have a frost sometime this week, so we got to get the sweet potatoes out at that point. And these will start, we just need some nice dry days, and we've had some rain, not a lot, but we've had drizzly rain for several days. So one of the things we want to do is get these beans somewhat dried and get them onto the racks, those great big 4x4 racks that we have in the sugar shack. But I'm so far behind that this year I haven't taken the time to take the beans that came off of this trellis as well as the other two trellises that we took down this season, and I haven't processed them. So I thought what I'd do today is show you the technique that we use. So those beans end up going onto hardware cloth racks that I made years ago. I think I've got 16 racks that are 4 foot by 4 foot. And what we do then is just let them dry, and usually within a couple of months' time, just being in the sugar shack without just with airflow, fans on them, they dry out nicely. So I'll show you here. Then we take them from there and we put them in our galvanized metal garbage cans when we're about to process them. So this is what they look like. They're nice and dry. Some of them are still green, but they're a little bit tough to get the hull off of them. So the technique that I use is and I forgot my cover. 1 second, I'm going to grab a cover here. So what I end up doing is taking off the galvanized cover that comes with it. I've got another different garbage can that I went ahead and drilled a small hole in it. And this is a similar technique to what I've done with the 5-gallon buckets with our seed saving. So what I'll end up doing is starting off using a paddle, which this paddle is for either mixing paint in a 5-gallon bucket or for working with mortar, joint compound, those sorts of things. So it's a part paddle that you can pick up from a hardware store. And I'll use my cordless drill or my battery-powered DeWalt drill. And I'll go through this top of this first, since the beans are near the top of the garbage can. And I'll beat the dickens out of them. And then once, and I'll go up and down, and I'll show you the technique. And once I get to a certain point that I think, geez, I've got some of those hulls, the husks off of the beans themselves, then I'll use my battery-operated leaf blower to go ahead and blow down into the can and blow out the loose hulls, and hopefully the beans will fall. Once I get to a low enough spot, then I get out a 5-gallon bucket and transfer all the material from the, what is like a 40-gallon, 40-gallon garbage can into the 5-gallon bucket and finish the process. Some of the beans will get damaged doing it this way. I'm sure that somebody's got better ways. I know there's the press system. We've used that in the past, but this seems to work quicker. And it's still some manual labor with your hands trying to get the last few beans out of some of the ones that are just too tough. The ones that haven't broken down, the husks that haven't broken down as much. So I'm going to get started, and I'll see if we can record some of this, see if it's of any value. So here we go. So right now I'm just feeling the feel, see if I feel any of the beans still in here, and I don't. I feel like 2 beans in that one. The garbage can around some. I'm allowing the beans to, which are much heavier, much more dense, to fall to the bottom, and trying to get as much of the hulls coming to the husks coming to the surface. fine.
I'm gonna make the brownies now.
Okay.
I fell asleep for 40 minutes out.
That's good.
All that going to town took it out of me. Come on in. Hey. Let's go this way. Come on. Come over here.
Yeah, battery's dead. So just a few to clean up inside of this bucket here. I'll probably toss those. Here's the rest in here. And so that's pretty good. We'll see how much that is. There's still some dust, but this is enough where Thea can separate those and get them into quart and 2-quart jars. I'll finish this up here. Okay, I just finished doing the first garbage can full of the bean pods, the already dried bean pods. And I could see this garbage can is 31 gallons is what it is. So they probably were 29 to 30 gallons. You know, it wasn't right to the top, 28 to 30 gallons, somewhere's in there. And these are the beans. They still have to be gone through. Anything like little slivers, pieces and stuff we'll get rid of. Any beans that don't look good, they won't get put up. This is a 5-gallon bucket. So I'd say just over 2.5 gallons out of probably 28 gallons or 29 gallons, close to 30 gallons of beans. And here we are. Now, who knows? I probably lost a pint maybe of beans in this process using the technique that I use. Like here's one here. As we get down close to the bottom, you can see the ones in. And certainly I could lay down a a tarp and do this on top of a tarp, which would be smarter. But that's the technique I use. So, interested in hearing anyone else's ideas of what they've been doing that can make it quicker and easier. This is a technique I've come up with over the years, and all using a mortar paddle or a spackle paddle, paint paddle, in a cordless drill, and using a garbage can and a 5-gallon can. Now these will get cleaned off a little bit and then put into quart jars or half-gallon jars, and some of them will probably be cooked up right away as well. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Give us a thumbs up if you think this video deserves it, and certainly feel free to leave any of the techniques that you've been using to do it, especially if you got quite a few beans. I have probably 6 or 7 more garbage cans full that I'm going to need to do. Won't be done today, but we have enough beans to get us cooking here. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Have a safe day. Bye-bye now. Scarlet Red Runner beans.